Back to the life and lessons of us. I'm your host, Jordan, or me. That was my old intro. Don't know why I did that, but as you can see, I am doing a video, which I don't usually do, or I haven't done quite as often recently. I'm actually trying to get my setup fully, rearranged, and as you can tell, my background's a little different. Um, so I'm kind of working around with some stuff and getting things organized and fixing the one desk behind me. Um, Ideally, I'm gonna put the webcam up higher, so I'm like looking up a little bit. I mean, this doesn't really seem like a bad angle, but I don't know. Since it's on video, I'm asking you guys. I'm like talking to you about it, but uh, as you can see, there's like shelves and stuff behind me that I was gonna maybe display stuff on. I put that flag on the door. The light Working on the lighting. I know my eye has a weird glare in it right now. It's probably because the window's open over there and there's LEDs over here, but it's not that bad. It wasn't great. So I'm going to change it, but that's what I'm dealing with the podcast stuff. Yeah, there's lots of other things going on in my life, but they're kind of irrelevant right now. But yeah, so today I want to talk about the circle of people you have and how important it is. And you're not always going to see, what people might not have your best interests at heart. You're not going to be able to tell. So that's a little bit of the risky part. And I also want to talk about trust in general. Like being friends with somebody, starting a relationship with somebody, trust is important. If you don't have trust, what's the point? But the thing with trust is it's a risk. Everything in life is a risk. Risk reward, benefit, cost benefit analysis. You got to do it. Um, so when you do anything in life, you got to trust that somehow it's going to work out. Whether it does or does not, is kind of out of your hands. So that's why, like, faith specifically is like, the leap of faith, blind faith. It's not backed by anything except personal examples and testimonies and the Bible and whatever else. But so it's backed by something, you know. It's just qualitative evidence instead of quantitative. Or did I mess that up? I don't know, whichever. School stuff. But yeah, trust is a risk. You gotta jump. That's why it takes a time to build a trust. And I said that Italian like for some reason. I don't know. Mario? It's a me. Anyway, um, yeah, it's a leap of faith. Everything. You can't guarantee that someone's going to be loyal to you or, have your best interests at heart or not talk about you behind your back or like whatever else. Like trust is a risk. I mean, and that's why it's so valuable. And when you lose it, you lose it. Like, I don't, I think second chances are valuable, but at the same time, actions and words, and if it's all talk and no action, then it might not be worth the risk kind of thing. Like, so it's important to not just like, you know, trust anybody just willy-nilly. Like, that's why God says, guard your heart. It's not about locking it up and not loving anything. It's not about going numb and just hating everything. That's not what it's about. It's about picking and choosing who deserves your trust, who deserves that leap of faith for you. Because again, it's a risk. There's no guarantees that the other person is trustworthy. It's just consistency. Like if you're consistently trustworthy, therefore you are. Like kind of thing. That's that's all it is. But if you're somebody who's overthinking and like doesn't trust anybody because people have betrayed you, you have to know that that isn't the case across the board for everybody. That's why it's so hard for hurt people to heal themselves because they're applying, their specific trauma to everyone, which isn't always the case. And I'm guilty of it, and everybody's guilty of generalizations. It just is how humans are sometimes. But once you start to realize that, you can pick who you trust, it's a little bit easier. You don't have to trust everybody. Obviously, that'd be ridiculous. Like, who's more foolish? The fool or the fool who follows him? So if you trust somebody who's not worth your trust, who's the bigger fool? I think. I don't know. So yeah, I'm not gonna be the person to be like, oh yeah, I've never betrayed anyone's trust because I have. Like I'll admit, like nobody's perfect. You learn as you go. That's the thing. So you might feel like life sucks right now, but that's not the case forever. So instead of just being like, oh, life sucks and it's never gonna get better and blah blah blah, like be okay with it sucking for a little bit. Just be like, life sucks right now. It's only a season of badness and eventually it will be better. Like that's the thing. I'm like, patience. Patience. That's what I don't have. It's like I owe my patience to not myself because like I owe that to God, bro. Like he taught me patience in whatever way that he did. Like waiting 2 years or like, well, wait. Waiting 4 years from when I was 16 to want to drive, that taught me some patience. So, it's just about guarding yourself from people that are going to abuse your good soul type thing. That's what it's talking about. So that's going to be a little short episode for today, and I'll catch you on the next one. Again, like, follow, and subscribe, and I'll see you later.